Well, that didn't take long, did it? That did not take long. It appears that the new public works director, who was the old public works director, has already said, I quit again. I'm out. Audi 5 to the doghouse. Yep, that's right. It appears that he's gone. But, and he blames it on his mental health and all this. Says, respect my privacy. Didn't Kenneth Stokes say something yesterday? I'm waiting on this WLBT article, little segment here to load up. All right, here we go. And I'm going to give my piece, my 2 cents after this. This is WLBT, just like Maggie Wade and CJ LeMasters.
Searching for its next public works director after the one they hired just over a month ago has quit for the second time.
3 News Side's Joseph Doring now joins us live from the Public Works Department with the very latest. Joseph.
Maggie, Khalid Woods served only 11 days as Jackson's public works director before quitting on the job the first time. And after the city announced his resignation today, Woods served less than 20 days on the job before quitting a second time. Woods was hired in July to be the city's 6th public works director in the last 3 years. After he quit the first time, Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba announced Woods was back in his role in August. The city says Woods submitted his resignation Monday, but the news wasn't announced until today. Woods cited his lack of productivity and mental health as reasons for his decision, and Councilman Aaron Banks says he's now concerned if they'll ever find the right person.
Let me intervene. No, you won't. You will never find the right person.
Look, I think that there's a lot that's been going on in the Department of Public Works. I think when you look at the invoices that have been unpaid, when you look at businesses that have done work and their contractual obligations, I think, anybody looking at that has to take a serious look. My concerns are if we're going to be able to hire anyone.
The city still has a $25,000 investment in a firm that will continue to search for the city's next candidate. And Councilman Banks wasn't able to answer whether or not that an interim public works director will be put in place while the nationwide search for the next candidate continues. For now, we're live at the Public Works Department in downtown Jackson. Joseph Doring.
A nationwide search. Well, you mean to tell me there ain't nobody in Jackson qualified to do this? This guy sure wasn't. There's nobody in Jackson with one of those Jackson State degrees that's qualified to do this. There's nobody that's been coming up through the system in Jackson, in the Public Works Department, a number 2 guy or girl that's qualified to do this. That's interesting. I bet you $100 bill right now. All right. Jake Wyndham, I hope you're listening this morning. I'm about to talk good about you. I bet $100 bill right now that in Pearl, Mississippi, there's a number 1, a number 2, and probably a number 3 that could step up if the current public works director retired, resigned, or whatever. I bet you they've got a grooming process, and not that kind of grooming, lefties, the good kind. A grooming process for the next man up. And I'm just using Pearl as my example, because I have a lot of respect for my good friend over there, Jake. It's just something about a guy. I'm going to shift courses here. It's something about, now look, man, I grew up in South Jackson. Pearl was our biggest rival. Hell, me and Jake became buddies because he got mad at me for making a video poking fun at Pearl. I said, bro, I'm just making this because y'all won. Y'all won the war. Pearl won. South Jackson, I'm waving the white flag over here. As much as I live in Brandon, but my heart's in Pearl, man. I love Pearl. Love all my friends in Pearl. They have opened their doors up and treated me like family. Brandon as well. That's funny. I'm probably like the only guy that ain't got a dog in the race between Pearl and Brandon. I love them both. I pull for both of them on Friday nights. And when they play each other, I don't like it. Like some people don't like it when State and Ole Miss play each other. I don't like it when Pearl and Brandon do because half my friends are going to be upset. It's always a great game, though. Anyway, great leadership. You know, a guy like Jake grew up in Pearl, family owned a business in Pearl, graduated in Pearl, was a Pearl cop. I mean, he could very well be the next Mr. Pearl when he decides to retire. The football stadium could be named after him one day. You know, just, we don't have that in Jackson. Who's Mr. Jackson? Who's the guy you look to and say, man, that guy has the best interest of this city running through his veins? I used to. I have a Jackson, Mississippi tattoo on my arm. But Jackson turned its back on folks like me. So y'all don't want us. It started with Chockway Senior's dad. I mean, not Chockway Senior's dad. It's Chockway's dad, Chockway Senior. He said Jackson didn't need no white business owners. I tell me Jackson don't need no white people. Business owners or not. See how that's working out for him. How's that working out for y'all? I'm going to take a sip of water, cool down. I'm hot. Now, who is Mr. Jackson right now? Who's got the best interest of this city running through their veins? That could be mayor of this city. I think Kim Wade. Kim Wade's my dear friend. You know, unfortunately, a lot of knuckleheads don't want any law and order, don't want somebody who's going to try to do something right. But I think there's enough good people left that could push Kim across that finish line. Real talk. Hashtag. Let's dive into the text messages here on the Guns and Gear text line. Sean, both of my Seans are listening this morning. One of my Seans says Bo Lucky for mayor of Jackson. I've heard Bo Lucky for mayor of another town. We'll see how all that shakes out. My co-host and friend Sean Yerkeron, okay, he's talking about a good article. We'll get to that here later. Kim Wade, you know, we're gonna have to have somebody turn Jackson around. I would love to move back to a safe Jackson one day. And personally, I'm not a downtown Fondren and Belhaven guy. You know, I like the other areas of the city. Nothing against it, really. It just ain't my thing. It's never been my thing. Even 20 years ago, I was never a Fondren and Belhaven guy. Just a little too liberal for me. A little too frou-frou for me. All right, let's take a break real quick. Come back. If you follow me on TikTok, @SaveJXN, you know I gave out another effed around and found out award yesterday morning. Somehow me and Sean did the whole show. I forgot to even bring it up. News broke before we went live. But there's an update to it. So when we get back, we're going to discuss that and more. This is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 FM, WYAB. I hope you enjoyed this clip of today's Clay Edwards Show. You can tune in live every Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. on 103.9 FM, WYAB in Central Mississippi. You can stream it worldwide and live at WYAB.com, the TuneIn app, or Alexa. Just search WYAB. And, of course, you're listening now on a podcast, so you can just hit subscribe where you're at. We update daily right here on the Clay Edwards Show, and check out all things Clay Edwards at ClayEdwardsShow.com for shirts and more. Peace.